Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to Therapy Tuesday. Our guest for today is from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. Today we're talking about competency.
Yep, competency. And it's as we approach the year end, we reflect on our lives and we see what we can do, what we haven't done, and what we can do more of, right? Okay. So I was just, it was just some browsing I did. And today we're going to hit on a very exciting topic later on.
Why is it when you mention competency, I'm thinking of all the incompetent people that I know?
That's just what I was thinking about as well. I'm thinking about incompetency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we always think about the things that we lack, right? But do we ever think about the things that we actually have? It's sometimes more difficult than we expect, even from ourselves.
Yeah, but most of the time we don't think we lack anything. But we think other people are lacking a lot. Is that human nature as well?
Well, that's probably also because, you see the incompetencies of others being learning platforms for yourself. So if you can recognize that, right? Or if you knew you had that limitation before, then, you're recognizing it in that moment rather than putting down the other person.
Jerry, do we really recognize it and use it as a learning platform, or are we just judgmental?
Nice one.
I am encouraging everyone. I saw your smile just now. I was trying to frame it very nicely, to encourage people not to judge each other. But, when we look at another person's limitations, it could be an indication that we want to improve in that area, or we had been limited in that area and had overcome it, and we don't want to slide back into that space.
Okay. That's an interesting way to put it.
Like, for example, my football manager right now, Frank Lampard, is incompetent.
Fair enough.
Okay, we'll continue to talk to Jerry on The Big Show TV. The time is 8:03.
1FM time check by Paris Silk and...
Okay, so competency. Is it a tool or a weapon, Dr. Jerry?
Is both a tool and a weapon. So competency, as we know, right, is we have skills, we have knowledge, we can carry out certain functions to the best of our ability in a certain area. Okay, before we go on, do you know what you are competent in?
Procrastination.
Oh, judging people.
Oh dear.
I'm very competent.
Talent scouting.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
Yeah?
Wow.
You? Yeah?
Yeah.
Good at spotting talent.
Yes.
Well done.
He is very good at it.
Thank
Angel?
you.
I don't know.
Thank you very much.
Angel.
I really don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Angel is competent at everything.
I think I'm competent at planning. I'm good at organization. I'm a very good planner. Yeah.
Okay.
In honesty, I would say I'm competent at parenting.
Yes. I think so too.
I think many people will agree to that. Yeah. Shaun.
I don't know. I feel like technical abilities, like I can coordinate. I like to think of myself like a hype manager.
A what
A
manager?
what manager?
A hype manager.
A hype manager.
HYPE. Hype.
HYPE.
Oh.
Bring the hype.
Oh.
Keep the hype.
Wow.
Feel the hype.
You're the CHM then. You're the chief hype manager then.
Sure.
I like that.
Nice. Okay, so you realize that you had to think for a little bit, right? So there are 4 levels of learning. So if we look at competency as a tool first, so let's get the boring things out first. Competency as a tool. So there is the unconscious incompetence. So all of us, I made you think, you said something. So the unconscious incompetence is the part where we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
Until somebody tells us, right?
Yeah.
We really don't know what we don't know. Okay. Then there is the conscious incompetence. That means we are aware of what we don't know. So we are aware of some sort of limitation. Okay?
Okay.
And then there's a conscious competence. So the conscious competence is we're looking at it and say we can do it and we practice it. So this part can be a little bit frustrating. Yeah. And then the last one is the unconscious competency. That means we've mastered it and we've acquired that skill and we can do it quite proficiently without really struggling with it. So there are 4 different areas.
Would conscious competency also mean I can do it without thinking about it? So it's almost like muscle memory.
So that's unconscious
That's
competency.
unconscious. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Correct.
Autopilot almost.
So
Okay.
correct. So conscious competency, you still have to consciously practice it, do it, carry it out. Yeah. So where most people struggle would be at the conscious incompetency. I know I don't know something. I'm doing a tongue twister. I know I don't know something, and I need to decide if I want to learn it, to try it out, and to continue to practice it, even though I might not be good in it.
Now that's a good thing, right?
Well,
Because
I
even though you
don't
might not be
know.
good at it, you still want to make an effort to do it, though.
And this is unconscious competency.
Incompetency, right? Incompetency.
So you know you don't know something.
Also, conscious incompetency.
Yeah, you don't know you know something,
Right.
but you still want to give it a shot, even though you think you're not going to be good at it,
Conscious
right?
incompetency. Okay.
No, so it's a choice whether you want to actually
Right.
try it or practice it.
Okay.
So
okay,
that's
it's a choice.
the
Okay.
yeah, it is
Like
a
me,
choice.
like me and golf. Then
You know you're not good at it, but
I
you
know
still
I'm
want
not
to
good
keep
at it,
going
but
at it.
I don't mind practicing.
Is he being
Is that
consciously incompetent?
He is consciously competent in this case.
Okay, good, you're competent.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to
yeah.
be incompetent?
But when your coach tells you, when your coach points out to you that you are probably standing or gripping a little bit
Too tight.
you can change your grip in a certain way to
Okay.
enhance, then that is conscious incompetence.
Wow,
So
this
there
is
is
so
something
hard to
for you.
wrap my head around, though.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
I didn't realize it was such a tough concept.
yeah.
It is quite tough.
But it is being employed in school because that's what we are trying to teach our children, right? They go in, they don't know what they don't know. So that's when the teacher teaches them. Then there are some of the things that they kind of know on the surface material. The teacher tells them a bit more materials. Now that's where it is conscious incompetency. Student decides whether they want to learn at that point.
To become
then-
competent.
Competency.
Right. Okay.
And then when they are doing their examination, can it attain unconscious competency?
Where it just comes
Train until
automatically.
you
So it's like
Right.
before learning and
Okay.
after learning is like so simple.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like before learning, you don't know anything. After you learn,
You know.
You know.
And then it's your choice whether you're going to apply it or not.
Yeah.
I hope the teachers are not using your language. My goodness, we're confused as well.
Yeah, man.
Yay! When your brain is confused, learning happens. That's what my professor tells me.
Oh my goodness.
Who was
Okay,
your
so we
professor?
got
Einstein, is it?
But that's a very interesting concept. When you're confused, that's when the learning starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
You're
a
thinking about
really
it, right?
interesting
Yeah.
concept.
Because you're actually
Yeah, I heard
making
someone
an
say
effort
that
to-
as well
to
once
think.
one
Yeah.
time. You know, when,
Yeah.
when you're confused, you want to learn more.
Yeah.
Yes,
Isn't that
yes.
the same thing?
And but that's when your brain is actually trying to register what it is, and that's why you're
clarify.
confused. Yeah. Wow, I feel so smart today.
You feel so competent.
Yeah, I feel so confident.
but I'm trying to remember. So
You see?
so conscious. Wait. Conscious.
In.
We're only 10 minutes in.
Yeah, conscious incompetency.
Means you know you're stupid.
Wait,
No.
if used correctly, leads to conscious competency.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Competent,
Yes.
competent competency.
You-
What she
Yeah,
said.
you get a gold star.
Okay. Wow.
Conscious competency, Glenn. Conscious.
Conscious.
So
Conscious
conscious
competence.
incompetency
Incompetency.
leads to conscious competency.
Say that 5 times really fast.
And then
that's
when
the
you've
game
mastered,
between
and then
them.
when you've mastered everything, you're just competent.
You're competent, yes.
All round.
Is that
You
the goal?
are unconsciously competent.
Unconsciously competent is where we want to be.
That's the goal.
Because where it just becomes automatic.
Why though?
You don't even have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it, you see?
Oh.
Yeah, it's unconscious. Because
see,
if you make a conscious effort, then you're actually making an effort
To me,
do
these are all
something.
bad words. To be unconscious, that's a bad word. So when you say unconscious and it's supposed to be part of
Is it
a good
supposed to be
thing, unconscious
subconsciously?
competence.
Is it subconsciously or unconsciously?
Okay, before she answers that,
Unconscious.
FD will consciously do the traffic first.
I will.
It's
I
unconscious.
feel like making some people unconscious.
Okay, stand by. Where are we? Answer that question on air first. 3, 2.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room, and obviously FD has learned nothing! Because that was unconscious competency.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you're wondering what we're talking about, we're talking with Dr. Jerry about competency, whether it's a tool or a weapon. And if you want to catch up on the video, you can always head to our Facebook page, 1FM913.
So, Jerry, I need to get this right. So, my aim is to become unconsciously competent.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
That is my
Yes.
aim.
That is
Okay.
everyone's aim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So,
Where-
okay. Unconscious competency is not so difficult to understand. All of us walk, right? Do we actually think about walking? No. So that is unconscious competency because you've already acquired the skill. So the baby, the infant, is at the stage of unconscious incompetency in terms of walking.
Okay.
I'm conscious of every single step that I take because of my Fitbit sense. You know, I want to know whether it's registered, as a step or not.
So wait, Dr.
That's
Jerry.
different.
So someone like my father who went through a stroke where he's relearning walking and stuff like that, what would that be?
So when he has he is on the road to recovery, that is conscious incompetency.
Okay. Because unable to do it, but
You are not able to do
what you
and
already know.
and you don't know how to start walking. So the physio will guide you which muscle groups to use, how to lift and put the foot down, one in front of the other.
But you
Yes,
already
and-
know in your head how it's done. It's just that the body doesn't follow what the mind is thinking of.
Excellent. So when we go into unconscious competency, we might not think about it. So we carry out with very automatically. So when we want to improve, we go back to that point of unconscious incompetency because someone points out a limitation or something that we can enhance, a difference that we can enhance. And then we go into conscious competency where we practice because we can carry it out and we practice it with full consciousness until we master it again.
Wow.
You see, Jerry, I believe the power is in the tongue. So I don't like words like unconscious and incompetent.
I'm just confusing you this morning.
No, you're not. You're confusing FD. That's why his mouth is wide open for those of you who are watching us on the Big Show TV right now.
yeah.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Portugal.
Yeah. Damien is watching us on Facebook, and he's come up with a description of himself.
Okay.
He says he's competently incompetent.
Oh dear.
A lot of incompetencies on the road today.
Oh dear.
He's consciously incompetent.
He's consciously
Yeah.
incompetent.
You know, for our 1FM fans, right? If you've got any questions for Jerry, you can send it through our Facebook page
Yes.
right now.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And FD will look out for your questions. Let's make it a bit more interactive today.
For example, Aloysius says, what do you call it if before you're learning you don't know something, but after you've learnt it, you are confused?
Wow.
Means you haven't learned anything.
Yeah,
Means
because if you're confused, that means you haven't learned anything,
you're still
right?
consciously incompetent.
Yeah.
You're consciously
Is
incompetent.
there a follow-up
No.
statement?
It's not a dot. It's a full stop.
It's a full stop.
But that's a good point, right, Jerry? So it's possible for you to remain consciously incompetent. Right?
Yes, consciously competent. That means you continue to practice, you continue to learn. So if you're in a state where you are confused after learning something, then you're at that stage where you're in between, conscious incompetence and conscious competence. So in between both of that, right? And you're trying to figure out what is that piece of knowledge, what is that information, and that helps you to continue to grow. So
Okay.
being confused is not such a bad thing.
Bad thing.
Okay.
So I want to be, so really for all of us, we want to be consciously incompetent.
No.
No.
We want to be unconsciously competent.
We want to be unconsciously
Unconsciously
competent.
competent. Where
Then you know.
automatically just do things.
Yes.
Like walking.
Okay.
Everything comes second nature.
But then if I want to learn again,
then you're consciously
Consciously
incompetent.
oh my God.
Right? Right, Dr. Jerry?
Maybe I should just reframe the whole thing. I'm using competency as a tool. So we want to consistently, learn throughout our lives. So we are using competency as a tool, and we keep cycling through these 4 stages as we learn.
Yeah, I think the government has
Not
something called
really.
lifelong learning, I think.
Yes.
Skills future upgrading.
Yeah.
Just because Glenn said I look like I'm from the ministry, but I'm not.
Yeah, you look like an MP today.
No. So
All he
I'm
needs is
not
a lightning bolt right now.
Are you wearing white pants as well?
No, I'm wearing grey. Yes. Why am I telling you what I wear?
Well, you told us.
Okay, yes, FD. Okay.
Where
Yeah.
does lifelong learning come into this? It's
Where
what?
does
What is it?
lifelong learning is that appreciating that I can continue to learn, so I can be competent in different areas. And I don't stop myself. So there is something that I might not know how to do, but I don't know. So let me go and find out. Then when I find out, then I become consciously incompetent. If I practice it, consciously competent. If
Right.
I master it, unconsciously competent.
So lifelong learning is consciously competent.
It's the whole process of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand
Of
where we are
wanting
now.
to acquire that knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're supposed to talk about what weaponry as well.
Weaponized.
Yeah.
Yeah, weaponized
Incompetency.
weaponized incompetency. What is that?
Weapon. Yeah. So it's so trending now. It just so happened that I happened to see or read about it. This competency as a weapon. So weaponize incompetency. So I think it started, and Shaun, probably younger generation knows better. Yeah, I think it started because someone was complaining about the partner or something like that. Is it?
Yes. So weaponized incompetency is basically you pretending to be bad at something so that your partner will have to do it. For example, if you don't like doing the dishes, then you say something like, "Oh, but you're so good at doing the dishes."
Nobody says you're so good at doing the
For
dishes.
example,
Yeah.
There are people who are better, like the
or doing the
dishwasher.
laundry.
Yeah, like the dishwasher.
So it's typically used in partnerships where the guy will say something like that to the wife, and oh, like you're so much better at doing the laundry. You do the laundry, and I'll work. I'll work. I'll bring home the money, but you take care of the kids, that kind of thing.
So I'll bring home the money. You do everything around the house.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
as
not
long
good
as
at
you're
it.
pretending to
Yeah.
not be good at it, so that someone else has
Isn't
to
that
do it.
most husbands whose wives are homemakers?
So that's what they are calling
Because-
weaponized incompetency.
Oh wow. Okay, you know this.
Yeah.
now.
It's a trending thing
Wow.
online. So they have it for the household. They have it for friendships as well, in the workplace as well.
I can
Wow,
When the
so
colleagues-
many labels though.
No,
My
but I can
goodness.
see where that would be practiced in the workplace.
Yeah, when they come to you and say,
Yes.
"Hey, you're much better at doing this Excel file. You do it, then I don't have to do."
Yeah.
So people are. It's
Correct.
basically being very manipulative to the people around you.
Wow.
That's why it's weaponized.
Weaponized
Yeah.
incompetence.
It's called
Weaponized
strategic incompetence.
Strategic incompetence.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I think this is a good thing because there are many, many people who are control freaks. So, the way I deal with a control freak, and I've worked with many control freaks in my life, it's like, okay, fine. You wanna
Let them
be in control?
take the
Go
show,
ahead.
is it?
Yeah.
I'll support you.
Even though you can do it.
Yeah.
But what?
But
How do
it's
you?
not. But it's not just that this person is a control freak. So it occurs when the person may not be a control freak, and that's why it is tiring. It feels very burdensome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about something a bit more interesting now. Okay, so we're done with the whole
3 seconds.
competency and weaponry and all
Right,
that.
right.
Let's talk about people who are control freaks. People who sabotage themselves as a result of being control freaks. And there are many, many people around us who are like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What makes them
The way they are.
control freaks?
Okay.
Okay,
On air
stand by.
in 3, 2.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Now, we've been talking about what were we talking about?
Competency and incompetence.
and incompetency and incompetency and all that. And we still have a little bit of time, so I was thinking, let's talk about people who are control freaks.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure we've all come across
Absolutely.
someone like
That's-
that.
yes.
And unfortunately, all the control freaks that I know have not really ended up very well.
I was going to say, not gone very far in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Now,
totally
is
agree.
this a sickness, Jerry? because they know, right? They know that it might not be the way to go, but they can't help themselves, and as a result, they they offend people, and sometimes people avoid them.
I've always put it
It's
down to
hard to work with
self-esteem.
Yes, I've always put it down to a lack of.
lack of self-esteem, and also maybe they were controlled when they were kids as well. Would that be accurate
Past
to say, Dr. Jerry? I mean, not
I mean-
judging everybody, but sort of, in a nutshell.
I am just very curious why Glenn started to think of control freaks.
Because Cristiano Ronaldo is in the news now, and he's just sabotaged himself. He's just one example, right?
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. When you say the word freaks, right, then it sounds quite bad.
Wait,
You
you said
know, so-
incompetent early on. That also sounded
Different.
quite bad. Unconscious.
As
Some more.
as a process of learning. I didn't label anyone.
Yeah, but by calling someone a freak, it's labeling. That's
It
what,
is
that's
labeling,
What she's trying
yes.
Call
to say.
someone unconscious? You mean the guy is flat on the ground?
That's
Okay,
just the
anyway.
truth.
Okay.
Dr. Jerry, is there a
Go ahead,
difference? Is there a difference between being a control freak, not to label anybody, and being a perfectionist?
Perfectionist is slightly different. They look at the specifics and they are very particular how they would want to present and showcase certain things, right? Certain abilities or certain work. But control would mean that I would want to dictate how I would like things to be. And it might not have any association with whatever that you're doing or the outcome that you might be presenting. That's probably the biggest difference there.
But
You
is
know, so if you do
But is it a sickness, these control freaks?
I was going to ask you if you're talking about OCD, maybe we can say that it is. So OCD is a disorder.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you say someone is control freak, you're probably very fed up with the person. You're very irritated with the person.
Like maybe
We don't
many
know
people
if
are fed up with the
has
person.
disorder.
But Jerry, I want to go to where Angel was. If someone's can someone be sorry, I hate using the word freak, a control person because of what's happened in their past? You know, isn't that then a condition?
So if, let's say, the person recognizes that and is frustrated by their own condition, so they are, if we relate back to what we are talking today, right? So there is an conscious incompetence there. I'm frustrated about something, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I come for therapy and we explore. And there is perhaps a trauma, perhaps a relationship that has caused this dominating, controlling behavior, and the person would like to work on it. When they want to work on it and they are working on it is conscious competence because they definitely can do it.
But you see, most of these control freaks, right, don't think they're doing anything wrong.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
feel like they're the best.
Yes, you're right.
Right.
They're over obsessive. They're
They
possessive.
feel like they are the world. You know, they're the best. They're simply the
Simply the best. Okay. All right.
Okay, okay.
Any final words, Dr. Jerry?
Yes. So let's look at Martin Luther King Jr. and he says the ultimate measure of man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy.
True.
Love that.
True. Well done, Jerry. That's
And you know
nice
what
one.
else Martin Luther King said? Keep hope alive.
True.
So if you've got a control freak
Is there hope?
in your work environment, you know, help him or her out. Yeah.
There
Okay,
is
anyway.
hope.
There is hope. There's
See
always
all
hope.
of you.
Keep hope alive.
Yes,
Thanks.
keep hope alive, and I'll see all of you next week.
See you,
Okay,
Jerry.
take care.
Thanks, Dr. Jerry.
Bye-bye.